Okay, gonna take a stab at Ding Dang here. Gonna be breaking down a live version of this track. This one in particular being live from the Vic Theater 2003. An upload from Whoa Dude Righteous. Alright, we're gonna start with our main riff here. So on the album, on Purple Onion, that's actually flipped around. So it's the 5 before the 6. So it's like... instead of the... that we have here. So as simple as that is, what makes this song a little tricky, at least to me, is the timing of the fills. The fills are not all the same length, so you just kind of have to be mindful of when you're going into a fill to still be, end at a good place and still be locked in with the drummer. Alright, so our first fill is going to go like this. So there we went into that fill after a 5/7. So... But like I said, that kind of varies, and sometimes you'll go into a fill after a 6/7. So yeah, just something to be mindful of. Okay, and our second fill is going to go like this. Okay, and then our third fill is going to be a little more bizarre. So you see there we started right after an A5 here, and then came back in on an A5 as well. Okay, our fourth fill is going to go like this. Okay, and then our next fill here is going to take us into the first verse. So in the verses we just have our main riff here with some chord hits throughout. So yeah, our chord shape we see a lot. In Less Is Music, quick muted strum downward, and then back up, and then move it up one. And back in on the A5. And then into If They Called Him a Brother, or we have this fill here. So for this next section of the song, we're going to take the main riff up to the D string. And then back down to the A string again. So again, with our quick down strum, then up strum, take it up one, down again, and then in between. Okay, and we have a bit of silence here before returning to the main riff. And we have a fill here like this right before the drums come back in. And then we have this fill here, which we did see earlier. And then into verse number 2, we have this lead up fill again. Into verse number 2 here, we have the same going on here, but there is a little fill here. We have this bit rolling into our next Called Him a Brother section. Okay, and then back up here. And then back down here. And then into this bit again. Okay, then we're going to switch to fingerstyle next for, I guess I would call the chorus of this song. it's going to go like this. So yeah, doing some pops here on the A string. And then our usual chord strums, but then we have this bit in here like. Okay, then we have some silence, and then we're back into the main riff, and then we got this fill here. So then he starts playing the main riff pretty softly, like pretty muted. And then Keyhoser starts jamming here, and then we have another fill here. Then this next bit is a little hard to hear. It's kind of muffled and muted, but it seems like there's this kind of walk up part going on. So nothing super new here, just our chords bit again. And then into the next, If They Called Him a Brother, and we have this part. Alright, and then back up here. And then down here again. Alright, and then we have this bit again. Into the chorus again. And after the chorus we have this bit again. So up next is the breakdown, which is probably my favorite part of this track. And we're going to go into that on one of these. That's going to be cut short, so we're going to go into it right after a. So we have our chord strums here. But then this slapping bit should look a little familiar. Just like our. But then we have these pops on the A string afterwards, so like. We have some fills sprinkled throughout here. A lot of these are just muted notes and harmonics. So our first one here is just like muted slaps on the E string. And that's also the third fill here as well. It's going to go like this. Another one, just a harmonic, 7th fret here. And then one where it's 7 and then 9 harmonics. Then one with just some strumming. We're going to start up here around DG 21. And then we have one where we're going to be strumming these chords here. This last one here, I'm really going to have to admit defeat on this one. It's really baffling to me what the hell's going on here. So it looks to be a lot of strumming and then this kind of caterpillar work down around these frets into it. Pretty weird to be strumming just on the E string, right? Okay, and after the breakdown, we're going to go into this kind of jam bit here, where Les is going to be playing fingerstyle and more softly. So back here on the main riff. So doing that kind of thing with your thumb, like in Tweakers, on the A string, and then on the D string, just a muted pluck there. Now we're going to pluck this chord shape here, you know, the Jerry chord, but a lot higher than my bass can go. I don't have 32 frets or whatever Les has, you know. Alrighty, so we're into the final verse now, and there's actually going to be no bass in this except for the chord strum. So then we go into If They Called Him a Brother, up here on the D string again, but this time it's going to be more soft. It's going to be just with your index finger here. Then back on the A string a little harder with your thumb there. So after Bitter Young Man, this time's going to be a little different. Instead of slapping the, as in, instead of that, he actually does muted strums, so in this performance anyway. So yeah, and then we have the rest of the song. Nothing new, nothing not previously covered. So yeah, there you go. Ding dang.